Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here. This is about in the middle of the storm of Winter Storm Gail, and I'm giving you a quick update on this storm. So far this storm the rain and snow line has been pretty farther south than well expected for a majority of the model showed, and I was relying on that, and so far that has panned out. So far you have a lot of heavy banding coming from the southern part of the area going up into the northeast. You have the low somewhere just south over here. I'll bring you to it. It's just in this area, right over here. It's in the border of Southern Virginia and North Carolina and out by the Cape here. This storm is tracked to go north and then eventually go out east due to the high pressure that, again, the model's underestimated. Right now, all over Long Island, it's snowing. You're finally starting to get into that heavy banding, and I'm looking outside my window and I'm right here, obviously, I'm starting to get into that heavy banding. You can see these heavy bands in the radar that is coming from Philadelphia, and it is still snowing, and you have 3-4 inches on the ground here. If you go up northwest of the area, anywhere in Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, and the areas around Poughkeepsie and Newburgh, you are probably in the lower 20s, and right now I'm actually 28 degrees. So it is a lot colder than expected. The wedge, you could say, you'll see in a minute, has stayed dominant and has not given up here. Just to expand out a little bit, the snow is just starting to make its way towards Albany. It's in Syracuse and Utica, but there's a dry patch right by Albany that's holding it off. This has been one of the best models so far, and it's been predicting cold and snowier conditions and the snow arriving a bit earlier, and so far that has panned out. So I want to give my full trust on this model so far, and that shows by 9 a.m. you still have snow, 7 p.m. you have still snow just off the coast. I expect that to be a little farther south, but again you still have snowing in central New Jersey and Long Island. Pennsylvania, you still have snow by 7 p.m. It's starting to get even heavier, but the storm is starting to make its way north and then eventually out east. You see, in Pennsylvania, all of Pennsylvania is still snowing at this time. By Pittsburgh, you're still snowing. By State College, it is still snowing, and you're starting to get that heavy banding. And then if we continue here with the HRRR, which is, again, a very good model here, you can see that the rain and snow line finally gets towards the coast by 12 a.m. So you have another 7 hours heavy snow event for Long Island, it looks like, and that time keeps ticking up because the models are starting to think, wait, there might actually be enough cold air to keep Long Island all snow. As of right now, the models still don't know this, but I've been seeing models putting up 12 inches for central Nassau now, and if we did that earlier, it was only like maybe 6 inches. If we continue here with the HRRR, you can see that Nassau County is still a mix and sleet by 3 a.m. and the low is going to get a little closer and then eventually go out east. It might make it up to central New Jersey and then go out east, or it might just go out east from here. The models still don't know exactly what's going to happen, but by neck of the woods looks like it's going to rain for a little bit and then eventually go back to snow rather quick. As the low moves out, you can see on the backside the snow starts to come back in because it's starting to drag back down that cold air. And then if we take a quick look at the snow totals here from the HRRR, you can see that the 6-inch rain from southern Long Island all the way back to Pittsburgh, all the way up into southern parts of Maine, and back through Long Island here. And then just to the north of the city, you have this 12 plus inch area. To say the least, this model still produces 8 inches on Long Island. That is a pretty good amount, noting that it is mid-December and the oceans are pretty warm still. If we take a quick look at the European, you can see this is 12Z's run. It has minimal mixing at the coast and majority of the time keeps it all snow for Long Island. If we take a quick look at the snow totals, you can see my neck of the woods gets around 13 inches. Out east gets a little less, of course. Boston gets 13. The city gets 15. Around the area, State College gets 16. And then in this area, gets around 2 feet. It's a little less by Albany, actually only getting 10 inches this time, at least on this run. But That's just one run of the European. Now this is the Wpc Surface Map, which is actually shows you where the low pressure is. Sadly, it's not out right now to the latest one, but you can see that's at 12Z, so that's around, give or take, 8 a.m. This is at 12 p.m. ish. Don't quote me on that, I may be a little off. And then this is around 1 p.m. You could see that by 1 p.m. it was just on the border of South Carolina and North Carolina and is making a northward track. And if we were to continue that, you could see that it's most likely going to take a track like that, maybe a little closer to the coast. A little closer to the coast, and then eventually make that right-hand turn. Now, if we take a look at my total snowfall map from yesterday, I am sticking with the same exact snowfall totals. I just messed up a little bit by Philadelphia and Baltimore. I could have shifted that 3 to 5 inch range to the east by 5 miles and I would have been correct, but it is all good. I am still keeping this 12 plus inch range for central Pennsylvania all the way back by Poughkeepsie and back into Connecticut and Massachusetts. This 8 to 12 range, I still think that is going to be for New York City and central and parts of northern Suffolk County. Almost all of Nassau County is in that, besides the extreme coastal regions and then half of Suffolk. I do believe this storm will mostly say 3/4 of the storm will say stay snow here, and then minimal mixing, because the models have been trending a lot colder, especially the HRRR. I'll go back to this one more time. This is actually the new run of the HRRR. The last run, you could see, it was a little heavier snow, a little more mixing by New York City, just south of it. Now it's gone. Now it's all snow for Long Island by 11. You can see at this last run, this is the last run, you could see that the mixing is starting to make its way to Connecticut, and that's the northern extent from the mixing. And if we go back to the new run, sorry about this, the new run, that has shifted again further south. The trend has been further south with the heaviest snow and again the mixing. So there is a chance for my neck of the woods, central Nassau, and parts of Suffolk County could stay all snow during this. This all depends how strong the high is, which I will take you right back to this map. You can see that anywhere in this area where it goes like a V shape almost, that is the high trying to push down more and more cold air. The high is, let me just scroll up a little here. You can see the high is right there, right up here, and then it's draining down cold air into the northeast. So far the models have underestimated this high. What shall they go from here? Will they finally pick up on the high being stronger than expected, or will they just completely disregard the high still and still show snow and rain at the coast? Now, if you had to go with a model, I would definitely trust the HRRR here. This has been correct since yesterday, showing snow starting earlier than expected than all the other models here, and being colder than any other model. Right now it is 28 degrees and almost 6 o'clock for me right now, and that was not expected from any other model. This was the only model that showed around that temperature. I would definitely stick with the HRRR. I hope you all had a great day and enjoying this winter storm. After 2 years, parts of the city has not seen over 6 inches of snow. I really hope for your guys' sakes you do see a big snowfall event for your area and enjoy the winter storm. Sit back, relax, and there's no need to go on the streets at this time. Have a great day, guys.